Beloved Taurus, steadfast child of the earth, bearer of silent strength and unwavering resolve. Have you felt a stirring within, an inexplicable sensation, as if your heart whispers in a language your mind struggles to comprehend? As if every silence carries a hidden message and your soul knows truths you have yet to name. This sensation is no illusion. It is the echo of your spirit beginning to remember its purpose. Your essence gently murmurs, "Prepare yourself, for what is yours is on its way." You're not here by chance. You have arrived at this reading because something greater than yourself has guided you. It was not coincidence, but the invisible call of your soul, heard only after enduring enough nights of silent tears. This is not just any reading, my dear one. And before we go deeper, let me ask you something from the heart. If these words are already touching a part of you that's been silent for too long, consider subscribing to this space. This isn't just a video, it's a sacred place for souls like yours. And if anything here resonates, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Your voice matters, your story is welcome here. It is a conversation between your soul and mine. A seed of truth planted with tenderness, like tending to a garden trampled many times, yet still harboring life beneath the soil. While you believed life stood still, the universe wove its tapestry in secret, working in your favor. Everything that seemed stagnant, forgotten, or closed off was in reality being prepared for you. This reading marks merely the beginning of a profound awakening, a gentle shake to remove the dust from your heart. You will feel it, not as a loud noise, but as a soft certainty settling in your chest. Your time has come, and listen closely to what I'm about to tell you, for it is not meant for everyone. It is only for souls like yours, for you who have weathered storms unnoticed, for you who embraced pain in silence to avoid burdening others, for you who gave more than you received, yet continued to give. All of that, my dear, was not in vain. Each tear carved a path toward the future. Every night without solace was a pact the universe now seeks to honor. Tonight, as the world quiets and only the murmur of your thoughts remains, something will happen. It will not be a miracle of fireworks. It will be something deeper. The peace you have long pleaded for will begin to touch your soul without asking permission. That sadness that sometimes settles without reason will start to release you. That guilt hanging heavily on your chest, that burden not yours to bear, will begin to dissolve. And I want you to pay attention, for someone cannot get you out of their mind. Recently, two people spoke of you. One remembers you with genuine love, and the other, my dear, the other failed you. They betrayed you out of cowardice, pride, or an inability to hold your light. But something in that recent conversation stirred their conscience. They are beginning to understand that losing you was a mistake that will haunt them for life. And before this month ends, something unexpected will occur. It will not be a minor detail. It will be a turning point marking a before and after. Your finances, which felt like a dry riverbed, will begin to flow. And in love, dear Taurus, a surprise is coming that will shake your soul. It could be a reunion you never imagined, a new connection arriving like a fresh breeze, or a truth finally freeing you from an old tie. Whatever it is, you will feel it. Your intuition will recognize it instantly. And please, do not ignore it. Because the voice speaking to you now is not just any voice, it is the accumulated wisdom of many lifetimes. These words you read are alive, and if you embrace them with faith, they will activate in your story even now as you breathe. Some do not understand how, after so much pain, you remain standing. Some admire you in silence. Others cannot stand your light, for it disturbs those still living in shadows. You have been misunderstood, judged, even betrayed by those to whom you gave your best. But there is something they never saw. You are not alone. Behind you stands an ancestral force supporting you. Guides, protectors, beings of light who have held your soul even when you thought you could no longer go on. Archangel Michael has taken up your cause. Those who wished you harm are beginning to experience the consequences of their actions. Not because you wished it, but because divine justice does not sleep. And there is more you need to know clearly. There is a woman very close to you who is not what she appears to be. She disguises herself as an ally, smiles, praises you, but inside, she has harbored envy for years. She has spoken ill of you behind your back, manipulated situations, and even attempted through dark spiritual means to block your paths. But she has failed. Do you know why? Because you are sealed by a light that does not extinguish. Each time she tried to harm you, life silently returned the blow to her. Now she is trapped in her own snare. You did not have to lift a finger. Your faith, your silence, your nobility were your greatest shield. Therefore, you are now entering a new phase where everything that once seemed confusing will begin to make sense. Masks will fall, hidden truths will come to light, and what seemed lost will resurface with greater strength. Even love, that which you thought you would never feel again, may be knocking at your door much sooner than you imagine. This awakening does not come only with blessings, it also brings truths that hurt. Because for the new to enter, space must be made. And sometimes, that space is only achieved when false structures collapse, when attachments break, when the soul stands naked before what it truly deserves. You will notice certain people beginning to distance themselves without apparent reason. Some will block you, others will simply stop seeking you. Do not take it as rejection. It is not abandonment. It is protection. It is life cleansing your environment. Among those people is someone who has been very close, disguised for years as support. But inside, they carry an old resentment, hidden even from themselves. They compare their life to yours, not to improve, but because they cannot stand your brilliance. They have done things with your name they should not have. They have invoked dangerous energies. But here comes the most beautiful part. None of those intentions reached you. Because you, my dear, are protected by a spiritual pact no one can break. You have a mission you have not yet completed. Therefore, nothing and no one can stop what is to come. You will begin to dream more frequently, intense, repetitive, symbolic dreams. Do not be afraid. They are messages. Your guides are speaking to you. Pay attention to faces, phrases, symbols. Something may break in your home without explanation. You may hear the same song multiple times. Find just the right words at precise moments. All these are signs. I want you to learn to read them, as a grandmother would teach you after having lived enough to know that in this life, nothing is coincidence. And now, my dear, I want to ask you something with my heart in my hand. Do not silence your pain any longer. You have been so strong that you even learned to smile while breaking inside. But the soul also tires of pretending. Do you know how many times you swallowed your tears to avoid worrying others? How many times you said, "I'm fine," just so they wouldn't insist? That is not weakness, it is love, but it is also unfair to you, because you too deserve to be embraced, heard, cared for. And so from here I embrace you with my voice. You no longer have to carry everything alone. It is time to let go, to forgive, not to justify, but to free yourself. Because there are things that do not need explanation. People who left without saying goodbye, promises that broke in silence, words that never arrived, but you waited for anyway. All that left wounds that still bleed, even if they are no longer visible. But life, my child, does not stand still. Life always pushes forward, and now it is pushing you into a new stage, one where you will stop carrying guilt that is not yours, one where you will begin to live lighter, more at peace. You will be surprised when you notice that what once hurt you no longer has power over you, that nightmares disappear, that anxieties dissolve like smoke, that the calm you asked for with such faith finally arrives. And when that happens, the people who truly resonate with you will come closer. Some will ask for forgiveness, others will simply remain silent. But you will no longer need explanations, because you will have understood that those who truly love you do not hurt you. Those who care for you do not make you doubt. And if someone from the past returns, if someone who once broke you calls, listen to your soul, not from resentment, but from wisdom. Not everyone who left deserves to return, but some do. Some left out of fear, out of not knowing how to love you, and now they return with the lesson learned. Feel with your soul and decide from your truth. Someone new may also arrive, someone unlike anyone you've known, an unexpected connection, pure, serene. If that happens, do not close the door out of fear of the past. Do not judge with your wounds. Look with a renewed soul, because true love does not arrive when you seek it, but when you are ready to receive it. And you, dear Taurus, are ready. My child, there is something you must understand that we are not always taught. What leaves, what hurts, what weighs down is not punishment. It is space. Space for what must arrive. Sometimes, what we believed indispensable was only a bridge to what we truly deserve. Therefore, if in these days you notice certain people disappearing from your life, do not try to hold them back. Do not seek explanations. Do not blame yourself. Some people leave because they have fulfilled their part in your story, others because they never should have stayed so long, and many because they cannot stand your new light. That light you carry now is not the same as before. It is stronger, more mature, more yours. You have crossed a threshold, even if you haven't fully realized it. I notice it because there is something different about you, something that no longer tolerates the false. You can no longer pretend to be comfortable where you are not felt. You can no longer remain silent when something hurts you. You can no longer keep acting to please those who never learned to value you. And that, my love, is not selfishness. It is awakening. In this new stage beginning for you, you will need courage. The courage to let go of empty bonds, to look loneliness in the eyes and not fear it, to choose yourself every day, even if others tell you you're exaggerating. Because those who do not respect you when you take care of yourself never truly respected you. The heavens above you are shifting, dear Taurus, and with them, so are you. In this sacred month of May, the universe conspires in luminous whispers to awaken what has long slumbered within your soul. The Scorpio full moon on May 23rd approaches like an ancient oracle, carrying truths that refuse to remain buried. This moon doesn't ask for your comfort, it demands your honesty. It reflects the shadow and the light, the wounds and the wisdom, and it will reveal to you something you've long avoided, not to break you, but to liberate you. You, Taurus, are the embodiment of stability. You love to root yourself in the familiar, to find peace in the rhythm of what you know. But now, the energy around you is disruptive, not to destroy, but to invite renewal. The solar eclipse that passed in April cast its long shadow across your path, and now you walk in its afterglow. It asked you to surrender, to shed skins, to let go of the illusions of control. And now, with Mercury moving direct again, clarity begins to emerge where confusion once reigned. Words unspoken will surface, misunderstandings will unravel, insights will flash through dreams, conversations, even in moments of silence. Your inner compass is recalibrating, aligning you with the frequency of your true purpose. But I will not lie to you, beloved child of Venus. This alignment comes with a cost. The truth always does. The Scorpio full moon will illuminate a relationship that no longer serves your soul's evolution. Someone you've held close, perhaps out of habit or hope, will show their true face. And when that moment comes, you must not cling. Let them go, not in anger, not in bitterness, but with the grace of someone who finally remembers their worth. Because what is leaving now is making space for what was always meant to be yours. You may feel a heaviness in your body around the days of this moon, a tiredness that sleep cannot cure. That's not exhaustion, it's spiritual shedding. Your soul is molting. Old guilt, unspoken fears, inherited burdens, they're rising to the surface so they can finally leave you. Let them. Cry if you must. Journal. Walk barefoot on the earth, soak in salt water, breathe deeply until the air feels like home again. These are not small acts, they are sacred rituals of release. They are the way you teach your nervous system that safety no longer requires self-abandonment. And in this shedding, something remarkable begins to happen. The very dreams you once buried beneath responsibility and survival will start to bloom again. Like wildflowers in the cracks of your old foundation, they will reach for your attention. A creative idea, a desire to move, a whisper that says, "Start again." And this time, Taurus, you will not resist. You will listen. Because this isn't about reinvention, it's about reclamation. The world tried to shape you into something smaller, safer, more digestible, but your spirit refused. That silent rebellion, that inner knowing you've carried since childhood, that is what is rising now. That is what the cosmos is amplifying. You are not who they thought you were. You are not even who you believed yourself to be. You are far more. You are becoming the living embodiment of ancient patience and wild trust. You are learning that to be rooted doesn't mean to be stagnant, that your loyalty is not a debt, that your peace is not up for negotiation. Let this month teach you what your soul already knows. Endings are not failures, they are gateways. This full moon will ask you to write the final chapter of a story you've been dragging behind you for far too long. One tied not just to another person, but to a version of yourself that believed pain was the price of love. Release it. Under the silver gaze of Scorpio's moon, light a candle, if not physically, then in your heart. Whisper your truth to it. Tell the universe, "I am ready," and let it respond with signs so clear, even your doubts will bow in silence. And don't be surprised if your body becomes more sensitive. You are tuning into frequencies most people ignore. Music may move you more deeply. A stranger's words may strike a chord so specific, it feels like they've known you for lifetimes. That's not imagination. That's remembrance. If you're still here, dear Taurus, it means your soul recognizes this message. That's no accident. So why not stay connected? Subscribe and be part of a space where your healing and transformation are honored. And if something in these words stirred something inside you, share it in the comments. Sometimes the truth you speak is the light someone else needs. Your guides are closer now. You may see flickers in the corner of your eye, feel a sudden warmth in an empty room, smell something familiar from your childhood. These are not random. These are presences, loved ones in spirit, ancestors, protectors, reaching across the veil to remind you, you are not walking this alone. And Taurus, hear this deeply. You were never meant to just survive. You are not here to endure and endure until there is nothing left of you. You are here to thrive, to experience beauty, not only as a concept, but as a lived reality. You are here to be cherished, held, seen, not in pieces, but in your full divine entirety. And yes, the road ahead may still bring challenges. Transformation always does. But now you carry a different strength, not the kind forged in resistance, but the kind birthed from truth, the kind that whispers, "I may bend, but I do not break." And that is the Taurus way. And now, dear Taurus, let us walk together into the realm where love speaks in whispers, not declarations. Where memory is not a burden but a map, where time bends and what was once broken begins to hum with possibility again. You may feel it already, a subtle pull at your heart, like a tide returning to shore. There is someone, perhaps from your past, who still thinks of you with a longing too sacred for words. Not out of habit, not out of guilt, but from a soul recognition that refuses to fade. This person failed you once, not because they did not care, but because they were not yet ready to receive your depth. Your light frightened them. Your unwavering presence felt unfamiliar in a world built on impermanence. And so they ran, or vanished, or broke something they couldn't fix. But now, under the light of this May sky, with the stars rearranging their sacred dance, they feel the pull again. A pull not just toward you, but toward the part of themselves they lost when they let you go. This is not a promise of reunion, it is a window. And if they return through a message, a dream, a strange synchronicity, you must not respond from the wounds they once left, but from the wisdom you have earned. Ask your heart, not your fear. Does this serve my healing or repeat my hurt? Because some people come back to test your boundaries. Others return to honor the growth they once couldn't mirror. And a rare few, they return because the universe has humbled them, softened them, prepared them. These, my love, are the ones you must see with your soul. But this isn't only about someone from the past. There is also a new presence moving toward you. A love unlike the ones you've known. One that doesn't ask you to shrink, apologize, or prove. This love comes bearing silence, not games. Clarity, not confusion. Groundedness, not chaos. You may not recognize it at first because this love doesn't ignite your wounds. It nurtures your wholeness. It may enter quietly, a new face with familiar eyes, a conversation that flows with the ease of water, a sense of home in a stranger's smile. Don't doubt it. Let it unfold. Let yourself be met without conditions. You, Taurus, are ready now. Your heart has healed in places others never noticed were broken. Your body knows the rhythm of surrender. Your spirit, once wary and shielded, is now standing at the gate, arms open, not in desperation but in readiness. And the dreams, they'll grow louder. You may wake with phrases still ringing in your ears. You may see symbols, animals, places that feel oddly significant. These are not accidents. Your guides are using the dream space to prepare you, to soften you for what's to come. Keep a notebook near your bed. Write everything, even the strange or surreal. In time, the pieces will fit. The story will unfold. You may also notice signs in waking life, a song playing unexpectedly, numbers repeating on clocks, names you haven't heard in years suddenly surrounding you. Pay attention. These are breadcrumbs. Spirit speaks softly but often. And then there's the ritual of presence. This is how you receive what the universe is sending. Each night, before you sleep, place one hand on your heart, the other on your belly. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Do this 3 times, and then whisper, not aloud but inside your being, I'm ready to be seen, to be loved, to be known. I open the door to what serves my becoming. I close the door to what dims my light. I am safe, I am whole, I am sacred, and then rest. Let the words soak into the soil of your soul. This is not a spell, it is a declaration. A reclamation of your birthright, to be loved deeply, honestly, fully. The astrology of this moment supports this opening. The Scorpio full moon invites emotional alchemy. Venus, your ruling planet, moves into Cancer soon, creating fertile ground for intimacy, nurture, and truth. And with Mercury now direct, clarity returns like spring after a long winter. Use this energy. Don't waste it on the shallow or the half-present. Don't dim yourself for comfort. This is your time to receive as deeply as you've given. You are not too much. You are simply trying to bloom in the wrong soil. Now, the right garden awaits you. Beloved Taurus, as the veils thin and the stars sing in the silence above you, something sacred awakens from deep within your being. A voice long muted by noise, doubt, and disappointment. It is your intuition. It is the quiet truth you always knew, but often ignored for the sake of peace, for the comfort of others, for the illusion of control. But not anymore. You have reached a point in your soul's evolution where lies, even subtle ones, ring like sirens in your chest. Where energy cannot deceive you, no matter the words that accompany it. You now feel everything, not because you are fragile, but because you are open. And openness, Taurus, is your new power. Let this truth settle in your bones. Your body is wise. Your heart is not naive. Your instincts are sacred technology. If you feel tension when someone speaks, that is your spirit warning you. If you feel tired after being with a person, that is your light resisting dimming. If a situation that once thrilled you now feels hollow, That is your soul asking for alignment. Listen, not to the loudest voice, but to the stillness within, because you are now being asked to walk the path of energetic discernment. Not every invitation is a blessing. Not every familiar presence is still safe. Not every apology deserves your time. And yet, you are not being called to judgment, but to clarity, to bless what is leaving without bitterness, to welcome what is arriving without fear, to stand fully in your truth, even when it quakes in your chest. Around you, some will begin to show their true faces. Friends, lovers, even family members who once held space for you may begin to fall away. Don't chase them. Don't shrink to fit the shape of their comfort. This is not abandonment. This is refinement. Because the truth is, you are stepping into a spiritual acceleration, a portal of power that only opens when you choose yourself fully. And with that choice comes a reordering, a spiritual house cleaning. The people, patterns, and perceptions that kept you small cannot survive in this new frequency. Let them dissolve. And as they do, know this: you are not unprotected, quite the opposite. There is a divine covenant over your life, a sacred protection forged long before this incarnation. It was made by your ancestors, sealed by your soul, and reinforced by every act of love, resilience, and faith you have shown. You have been carried through fires that others would not have survived. You have faced betrayals that bent you, but never broke you. And through it all, your essence remained uncorrupted. That, dear Taurus, is why you are so divinely guarded. You walk with spirits at your side, guides who whisper warnings in your gut, angels who redirect your steps when danger lurks, ancestors who stand behind you like silent warriors, watching, waiting, shielding, and you may have forgotten this. In the chaos, in the heartbreak, in the nights you thought no one saw your suffering, but they were there, they still are. Perhaps you feel them in dreams. An elder who passed appearing at your bedside, a voice that calls your name just as you fall asleep, a sudden urge to avoid a place or take a different road. That's them, that's protection. You do not need to perform rituals to earn this safety. You are the ritual. Your breath, your presence, your heart, that is the altar. But if you wish to honor them, to strengthen your connection, here is what you can do. On the night of the Scorpio full moon, or any night where you feel cold, light a candle, white or blue. Place a glass of water beside it. Speak aloud or in silence. To my protectors, seen and unseen, to the ones who carried me when I had no strength, I honor you. I thank you. I invite your guidance into every step I take. Shield me from what is not mine. Clear the path of what dims my light. And help me remember that I am never alone. Leave the water overnight. In the morning, pour it into the earth or down the drain with gratitude. Do this not from fear, but from faith, from devotion, from remembrance. Because, Taurus, you are now entering the most honest season of your life, one where pretending is no longer an option, one where your body rebels against betrayal, where your soul refuses to be silenced, where your joy becomes a sacred, non-negotiable. And from this space of clarity, you will create new foundations. You will draw in relationships that honor your truth. You will build paths not for survival, but for joy. You will no longer apologize for your light. And yes, there will be days where it still hurts. Healing is not a linear path, but those moments will no longer define you. They will pass like weather, not prisons. You are not broken, you are blooming. The astrological forces at play, Scorpio's deep truth-telling, Mercury's clarity, and Venus's tenderness, all conspire to bring you home to yourself. Don't resist, don't delay. And when fear whispers its familiar tune, when doubt creeps in like fog, place your hand over your heart and say, I trust the timing of my becoming. I trust the wisdom of my soul. I trust the path, even when it's dark, because even in darkness, you are guided. Even in silence, you are heard. And now, beloved Taurus, we reach the threshold, the sacred gate between the life you've endured and the life you are now ready to live. Breathe with me here. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Feel the weight you've carried, not just in this lifetime, but many, begin to lift. There is nothing left to prove. You have already been found worthy. This is the moment your future has been waiting for. No more shrinking, no more delays, no more waiting for permission to shine. The life you longed for, the one with peace, truth, and joy as its foundation, does not arrive with thunder. It unfolds softly, like the petals of a flower blooming after a long winter. And you, Taurus, have survived that winter. You endured when others turned cold. You chose love even when love did not choose you back. You stayed loyal to your essence when betrayal whispered that you should harden. And because of this, everything changes. The universe cannot ignore the vibration of an open heart. It moves toward it, aligns with it, rewards it. In the weeks ahead, you will begin to see what once felt impossible: genuine connection, unshakable peace, abundance that flows without force. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you are no longer at war with yourself. You will make decisions from trust, not fear. You will speak your truth without shaking. You will walk away from what dishonors your soul, not in anger, but in reverence. This is your sacred becoming. And yes, some people will not come with you. They will misunderstand your peace as pride, your clarity as coldness, your new standards as walls. Let them misunderstand. You are not here to be decoded by those who refuse to see you. You are here to be met, to be felt, to be held in the light of your full being. And love, oh dear Taurus, love will come. In a form that does not sting or confuse, in a form that feels like a homecoming, not a battlefield. Whether it is someone from your past who has awakened or someone entirely new, this love will not ask you to wait. It will not require you to fix, chase, or beg. It will mirror your growth, it will match your depth, and it will feel like truth, but it begins with you, with choosing yourself in every small way, with resting when you are tired, not when you're allowed, with saying no without apology, with asking for what you need and trusting that it's not too much. Because this time, Taurus, the life you're calling in does not demand your exhaustion as proof of your worth. It asks only for your presence. And what does presence look like? It looks like joy for no reason. It looks like tears that heal instead of harm. It looks like waking up and not bracing for the worst. It looks like dancing in your kitchen, laughing with your whole chest, making space for stillness without guilt. It looks like you, free, whole, divine. So here, at the close of this sacred remembrance, I offer you one last ritual, one final seed of light. Tonight, or any night you need it, whisper to yourself, I am no longer who I was. I release the weight of survival. I choose the path of peace. I welcome what is mine. I become who I was always meant to be. Then, place your hands over your heart. Let silence hold you. Know that the stars are watching, that the Scorpio moon has heard your prayers, that your soul has answered, and that from this moment on, life will not be perfect, but it will be real. And that is more than enough. And if this message felt like a mirror for your soul, don't let it be the last time we meet. Subscribe to stay aligned with the truth that is unfolding within you. And leave a comment below. Let the universe know you're ready. Because when you speak your truth, you activate your path. And here, your voice is sacred.